This video is going to go through how to annotate your own music. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably in year 5 and year 6. And usually what I do is I annotate the music for you. So I write down the letters for you. But when you go into secondary school, you're going to have to know how to write them in for yourself, or ideally play the entire thing without having to write any letters in. But the first step is just to know how it works and how to write in the letters by yourself. So we're going to have a look at an example over here. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the lead sheet for teeth. Alrighty, so the song starts over here, so we're just going to ignore all this bottom stuff over here. Okay, so we start off with the notes with the words on them. So this little section over here. So we want to find out, how do we play this on the keyboard? Now what we need to have handy is just our note chart, which is on my right over here. And the clef that we're going to use when we're doing lead sheets is just this treble clef. We don't need to use the bass clef for lead sheets. So what we need to do is we need to check where the dots are, and we need to find a note that matches up. So our treble clef, we've got 5 lines. So going from the bottom to the top, we got 5 main lines. Now let's have a look over here at our first note. This note is going to be an E. So if we have a look at our note chart, we can see that the E is going to be the note on the bottom line. So I'm going to write an E over here. Now let's have a look at this next note. We can see it's exactly the same note. So I'm going to write an E. And the next note, exactly the same note again, E. So we've got 3 E's in a row. Good. Now the next one, we can see it moves up a little bit. So now we're on our bottom space. The bottom space. So if we have a look at the bottom space, we can see it's going to be an F. And this one moves up a little bit more. So now we're on the second line. So this is the bottom line. This is the second line. And the note on the second line is a G. Okay, we are doing good. Oh, we can see that these 2 notes are the same. So these 2 notes are the same. It's going to be another F. And then it goes down a little bit back to our E. And this next note is quite a bit lower than what we're used to. See, it's just hanging below the bottom line. So it's going to be a D. And back to our E. Alrighty. So I'm going to have a go at playing this, and let's see whether it sounds right. Now, there's something a little bit wrong with that. It's meant to sound a bit more like this. So we're missing one ingredient, and that ingredient is the key signature. So to find our key signature, we gotta open up our lead sheets just a little bit and have a look at this little blob at the start. So this tells us which note always gets sharped. So we can see that there's a sharp here. Now we gotta we gotta find out where this sharp is. Now we can see that this sharp is just on the top line over here, on the very, very top line. Now which note is on the very top line? We can see that it's an F. So that means all of our Fs are going to turn into F sharps. So let's go back to what we just wrote and let's see whether we can add in our own F sharps. So I have an F sharp over here. an F sharp over here. So remember that F sharp is just the note that is right above F. So an F sharp would be this note over here. So this is an F, and going up is our F sharp. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have a go at playing this one more time. Sounds way better with F sharps. So that means that every F that we find, we just need to turn it into an F sharp. So if you have your lead sheet, if you have your pen, and if you have a note chart, you can fill in all of those letters by yourself. And we'll see how we go.